here's my experience with lists of flaws. You can talk about them. You can say, oh, there's the confusing necessary for sufficient, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the most common.
Yes. I understand
Concluding,
that one.
you feel good about that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's like concluding causation from correlation, right?
Yep.
Another one is going from part to whole,
Okay.
like talking about, the part of a group and then drawing a conclusion
Right.
about the entire group, or vice
Yep.
versa. Then there's like confusing relative versus absolute, like saying, "Oh, Joe was the best volleyball player, so Joe was good." I mean,
Mhm.
Joe could be the best, but they could all be really shitty and therefore be bad, right? So that's going from relative best to a conclusion that's absolute good, and you can't do that. So those are some of the most common flaws in my experience. Test Masters, I think, has a list of like 80, or I think that list has grown of like maybe 120 flaws. And the problem with that list is that it's abstract. And so then people start identifying some of those flaws randomly. They're like, oh, I think this is that flaw or whatever. And I hope this is coming through because you're frozen for me at least. But in any case, I I don't think that those things are super helpful. And for everybody else, I would suggest doing must be true questions, because when you can figure out why an answer is wrong in a must be true question, that's the same reason conclusions are flawed in flaw questions, right? If you choose the wrong answer in a must be true question, you're saying, yes, this must be true given what was said. And the answer is wrong. And it's like, why isn't it must be true? That's the same thing that you're doing in a flaw question. You're looking at the conclusion and you're saying, oh, this is flawed. They can't conclude this. Why not? So sometimes people need to do must be true questions to get better at flaw questions. And then once you get good at identifying the flaw, the next step is to get good at reading the flaw answer choices, which are abstract, right? And that usually requires people to break those answer choices down like phrase by phrase. Like the argument replaces a generalization, and you have to like stop and go figure out what's the generalization. But you get faster and faster at that.